The importance of having a story is that it will give you loyalty with your clientele and with your employees. It will give you buy-in with your clientele and your employees, and that works in a lot of scenarios. So in a retail environment, we would do a lot of work with Vineyard Vines, and they are very not only authentic to their story, but very much embrace their story and tell their story in their stores of these two guys who came together and decided to pivot out of their respective careers and started making ties and selling them out of their house. And they just had a passion for it, and that passion translated into a lot of sales, which generated into more product, which is now in a 70 plus fleet of stores plus online catalog, etc. So I think the reason it works and the reason why they've cultivated not only a consumer but a fan base is that they're very authentic in their space to their story. They don't deviate from that, and they make sure that the stores in their look and feel and all the details in there are authentic to what their origin story and what they want the brand to be. And I think in a corporate environment, it's a similar application. I think you have to be authentic to yourself and to your brand and really incorporate that story and weave it in throughout the space. And probably the more unexpected ways you can do it, the better. We work with a lot of our clients to try to bring it into places that you might not be so obvious, and just try to make the employees constantly feel that story and understand where it's coming from in the space. I think a lot of the newer brands in the retail market that are especially geared towards the millennial generation really embrace their stories and telling their stories in their spaces. I think part of it is their consumer, which is the millennial is looking for it, and they have a desire to understand what a brand stands for, and if they're sourcing things, in an environmentally conscious fashion, or they have a story to tell, their clients want to hear it. So when they come in the stores, they're looking to consume the brand that way more than just, buy a pair of sneakers. I think on the corporate side of things, it's probably not quite up to that yet. I think some companies are probably doing it, but for the vast majority, they aren't. And I think that owners and CEOs of companies need to look at their employees as a consumer, and they want their employee to buy into their brand and that story as much as you do if you're selling Allbirds sneakers and you want them to understand the sustainable chain that got your sneaker to your foot. And I think they'll have loyalty from their employees the same way retailers have loyalties from their consumers if they have buy-in.